Wonderful. You're very welcome here tonight. It's a decade since we were here in the American Irish Historical Society back in 2016, and we had a great time that night. It's great to see such a really eminent crowd, and the big part of tonight is to really celebrate Tom Hunt and Tom's family for all that Tom has contributed to Roscommon GA in the past decade. So Tom, wonderful to see you here tonight. Significant progress has been made in Roscommon GA over the past decade. Tom has definitely contributed to that. But to do the formal welcome here tonight, all the way from the Proctory, the St. Dominic's Man, the chairman of Roscommon GA, a big welcome for Thomas Murray.
Thanks very much, David. Harcan Crystal Conde Roscommon is Cúishmór Awesome Fáilte Chur Brugachtain and Sean Fernona. Tronona in Wilmridge e Camora, agus e Calura or Gara Tom Hunt. Corm Fáilte Special the Rev Tom, a Van Kayla Mary, agus a Glan. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow Gaels, it is very fitting that this evening's celebration takes place here in the American Irish Historical Society, whose primary goal at its inception was to raise awareness of the accomplishments of the Irish in America. This evening we salute and applaud the invaluable contributions of all our American friends to Roscommon GA, but in a particular way, Tom and Mary Hunt. I'd also like to acknowledge some very special guests with us here tonight. Denise Ozturk, Vice Consul General of the Irish Consulate, Caitlin Keneally, Roscommon County Council, Joe Cryan, New Jersey Senate, Paul and Maria Early, Pádraig McBreen and Jerry Padgett, Friends of Roscommon GA, Jim Tansey, President of the Roscommon Association in New York, and also a special welcome to Rebecca Collins, the 2026 Roscommon Rose. And it's also very fitting because directly in front of me is Tom's niece, who was the San Francisco Rose. I'm not entirely sure what year Rosie was. That's Rosie Hunt, our former San Francisco Rose. You're very, very welcome. While the GA is Ireland's largest sporting organisation, it is celebrated as one of the great amateur sporting organisations in the world. It has played and continues to play an influential role in society that extends far beyond the basic aim of promoting Gaelic games. One of the key findings in the report, A Social Return on Investment of Gaelic Games, commissioned by the GA, was that for every €1 invested in recreational physical activity, €2.30 worth of social value was generated for individuals and society. So to all of you, our generous contributors and supporters, I ask you to take a well-deserved bow. Since our last visit 10 years ago, Roscommon GA has undergone a remarkable transformation. Club Rossie, the county's fundraising arm, has raised over €6 million. The county has won Connacht senior titles in 2017 and 2019, claimed Connacht Under-20 championships in 2021 and 2024, and re-established itself as a Division 1 county. Off the field, phases 1 and 2 of the redevelopment of King and Moffat Dr. Hyde Park has been completed, and 24 acres of suitable land has been secured in Roscommon Town for the Dermot Early Centre of Excellence. As Roscommon GA looks to the future, the contribution of Tom Hunt remains central to its continued success. Tom's support has never been about recognition. It's been about ensuring that Roscommon GA continues to grow and to thrive. His generosity and belief in the county have played a key role in the progress we have made over the past decade. Tonight is an opportunity to say thank you to Tom, Mary, and their family for the lasting impact that they have made. So now I'd like you all to raise your glasses and raise a toast to Tom, Mary, and family.
Tom, thanks very much, Thomas. Okay, the government is important here and in Ireland. So we're delighted that Denise Ozturk is here tonight. She's the Irish government rep here, Vice Consul General here in New York. She's only over from Kildare. Denise, come up here and tell us a few things about the sports diplomacy strategy.
Thank you very much. So I'm very glad to be here. I have no connection to what's happening at home at the moment, just so you know. So the sports diplomacy strategy, we launched that back in February. Basically, the aim of that is to bring our sporting traditions to a higher elevated level. We seek to promote Irish sporting traditions abroad. We seek to connect with our Irish diaspora through sports, and the main way we do that is through the Gaelic Games. Sorry, I don't know if this. There we go. So the main way we do that is through the Gaelic Games. And the Gaelic Games here in New York are very strong. It keeps the community together. You know, it keeps the community strong, and it's fantastic that we can have Roscommon here this weekend.
Denise, are you going to go to Gaelic Park on Sunday?
Actually, I'm indeed.
And Denise, who will be supporting on Sunday?
I'm from Kildare, but I am a diplomat, and I can't say which side I'm from. But that does not mean I can't cheer you know what's going on. So I wish you the best of luck.
Denise, thanks very, very much. We're going to have a bit of crack here now, one-on-one interviews, and the first man up is Jason Sherlock, the darling of the hill and the current selector and coach with Roscommon senior footballers. J.O., come over here to me. Seat yourself up,
Okay, no tree.
Come on. J.O., you joined the Roscommon panel probably about 6 months ago. What attracted you to the Roscommon GA job?
When I heard they were playing New York in the first round. I suppose I've been immersed in GA, and like, for people who wouldn't know, I grew up in Dublin. I loved the Dubs. I loved going to Croke Park to support the Dubs, and it was always my dream to play for Dublin. I was lucky enough to do that for 15 years, and I was involved in the management team then as well. So I really appreciate and I value the imprint GA had on my life, like everyone that's here, because obviously you guys have been connected to GA as well in some capacity, whether you like it or not. So when Mark Dowd, who's the manager now, he contacted me, I've been contacted by various people over the years, and it was something about Mark. I just liked the fact that he's from Roscommon. He had a Roscommon management team. He worked with the lads when they were younger, and he wanted a kind of an independent perspective. It just really appealed to me, and so far so good. We really enjoyed our time, and it hasn't been without its challenges and issues, but that's what sport is all about.
No, Jill, you've done really well, and we've had a great spring with Roscommon. Where's the ceiling for this team?
Well, the reason we're involved with sport, it's as a supporter or as a player, it's you dream about doing things that you might necessarily feel you can do, and that's what sport is all about. And what I would say, like, no one knows what's going to happen on any given day, but what I would say about the Roscommon players, that they are very proud to represent Roscommon as a county, not only as players but as people. They are very decent people, and I guarantee you, anyone that meets them over the next few days, they will have a positive kind of impression of them as Roscommon people. They're very proud Roscommon people. Hopefully they'll stay out of the bars until after Sunday, but we'll see if that happens. But no, I think that's the most important thing. And when you talk about ceiling, like, I'm long enough to realise that you don't judge a sports person on the medals they win. You judge them by the commitment that they give and how they play the game. And I guarantee, win or lose on Sunday, the Roscommon team will represent everyone here in the right way.
Jill, that's lovely, and I've spoken to a couple of players, and they've really and spoken so highly about Jill's impact on them as people as well as players, which is a great testament to Jason. Has anything surprised you about Roscommon GA culture or football culture or enthusiasm? Is it any different to Castleknock where you live currently?
Well, I didn't think many people knew I was involved with them. I've been in New York a few times over the years. I've actually been in a Paddy's Day parade at one stage. But I met Caroline at an event in the fall, and she knew before I knew that I was involved in Roscommon. So yeah, it became apparent very quickly that Roscommon people are very proud of their football, and it's something special. And like we've had some great people come in and talk to the players, and they've kind of reinforced how important football is for Roscommon people. And again, you guys are an indictment to that. You've travelled from far and wide to be here in this room for Tom, and Tom, congratulations to you and your family. Every GAA county needs support like what you've done for Roscommon over the years, so that's a credit to you. But again, people are in this room because of you and because their care of Roscommon GAA. So I suppose that's the beauty about GAA, and it's the beauty about Roscommon.
Jason, a centre of excellence. I know even when you were winning all those medals with the Dubs, sometimes he had problems with facilities and training facilities. Now probably not as many as he made out to have. But is a centre of excellence important for the likes of Roscommon? Because that is the next phase of development.
Well, what GAA gave me, it gave me an identity. I was accepted because I played GAA. I was able to connect with people, and that's what GAA does. And I would feel very strongly that GAA is such an important part of the fabric of not only an individual but of Irish society. And to do that, you need to engage hearts and minds. And to do that, you need to have the facilities that compete with other sports. So on that basis, a centre of excellence is really important, because the sooner you can engage your young boys and girls and show them that it's really cool to play for your county and represent your county, part of that is having the facilities to match that. So in that regard, I think a centre of excellence is crucial. And again, I would only thank and applaud the people here that are supporting Roscommon in that endeavour. And
the centre of excellence will obviously be for boys and girls, men and women, and we have a couple of county camogie and footballers over there in the corner as well. We're delighted to have you there. Final thing, Joe, you were the darling of the hill in 1995. You were probably the first real superstar in the GAA. You were the David Clifford of your time, like. You're still enthusiastic about football, or maybe I should be saying you were the Dermot Murty of your time, or the Derek Craig of your time. You're still enthusiastic about football.
You didn't give out the rose of San Francisco's age there. No, I've been very blessed. GAA has done an awful lot for me, and I work with Dublin City University, and I come over to the likes of New York and places, and the first conversation people want to have is about GAA, and that's what's unique about it. We are a special people. When you go over to the likes of New York and you see these people doing so well, it's all about the DNA of being Irish and the people that we represent, and GAA has a massive part of that. So again, I love being involved. As I said, I love being involved with 36 guys who I'm checking the phone to make sure they've landed, and I'll be checking in a couple of bearers that they're in bed. But they want to represent Roscommon in the right way, and they're really looking forward to this weekend. We're going to see a bit of baseball tomorrow night. I know there's a big Roscommon contingent meeting up in Times Square on Saturday. We'll have a great occasion on Sunday in Gaelic Park, and we're really looking forward to it. But probably what's more important after it is breaking bread with not only the New York folk, but the Roscommon people that have come over. That's more important. These are special experiences that they won't ever have again. So we want to really embrace it. Obviously, it'll be nice if we're a point or two ahead on the scoreboard on Sunday.
Jeez, I always work a point or two. Jason, thanks very, very much. A massive round of applause for Jason. The next man up is one of the American friends of Roscommon GAA. He's been there from the start. He's a second generation Rossie, a great guy. Wasn't that keen to be coming up here tonight, but he's going to come up and say 2 words. Jerry Paget.
2 words.
Jerry.
If this was held anywhere else but the American Irish Historical Society, I wouldn't have to talk. You need the token American to...
Jerry's an attorney and well able to talk, so there's no problem there. Jerry, you're a second generation Rossie.
I am.
What has kept you so motivated to stay involved and to be such a supporter of not just the GA, but a lot of initiatives back in Strokestown and around Roscommon?
So my wife's from Offaly, and we had a chance to buy a home. My grandmother's damp cottage in Strokestown, or a nice estate in Offaly, and we chose Roscommon. But so we it really was the people. I've been going there since I was a kid, and it's just the familiarity with the people, and particularly with our kids growing up. We started a football club here, so it was great for our kids to go back to Strokestown and play with the Strokestown team. We got Jack Byrne, big Strokestown player right there. Caroline, his nephew, and Caroline, of course, the greatest supporter of Roscommon in the world. You know. So that we just love it there, and we spend as much time as we can there.
And a decade ago, I remember we had Sean Malooly here, who was playing for Roscommon at the time, and he's also a nephew of yours.
No, he's a relative. He's a distant cousin. His brother's here somewhere. Another great footballer.
Yeah.
He's actually, I think he's playing for Longford now. Oh, he played for Longford in New York. But yeah, so yeah, Sean was a great footballer, and Strokestown missed him in the run-up to this year's championship, unfortunately. But we're not holding any grudges on that. He was in Australia at the time.
Jerry, we really appreciate you. We really appreciate Corey McBride, who is also here tonight and who is a big supporter. And to Jerry and Corey and all the American friends of Roscommon GA, thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
The next person up, he played in New York. He played for Roscommon for many years, although Newton and Glenorgan kept him off the team for quite a while. He then took on the role of chairman of Roscommon GA as one of the founder members, and has been treasurer for the last 8 years. Is really the inspiration off the field in terms of finance, and has really been the main man responsible for pulling the team together that has delivered on the financial turnaround in Roscommon. I'd love you to give a big welcome to David O'Connor. David, you have a lovely suit on. Over here.
We're going to wear it once every 10 years. Had it on the last time we got back into it. I just acknowledge Shane at the back there, Shane Napton. I was over there beside him. Shane was here with us 10 years ago as well, with our New York friends. So thanks to Shane as well. And I was chairman of the Club Rossie, not of the county board.
David, all details. Details. Don't be.
Go on, get on with it.
Progress off the field, David. Thomas sort of stolen your thunder and given it all, so but you might as well repeat it.
Yeah, look, things have been really, really good. We've raised a lot of money, 6 million, I think was mentioned earlier on. We've got our financials back on track. There's good governance there, good oversight. There's people on committees that are keeping an eye on what's going on in Roscommon, which probably was lacking there for a number of years. But we're in a good place at the moment. The job doesn't get any easier. It's very, very difficult to keep raising the type of money that we're raising to compete with the people that are operating, the Mayos of this world, the Galways of this world, and I think we're punching well above our weight off the field.
Does Tom Hunt make that easier, and when did you meet Tom?
Yeah, I don't know when we met Tom. I think it was Mick Fahey that introduced us. Mick was and Tom were good buddies, and I think it was soon after Club Rossie was formed, so it'll be around 2013 or 14, I think was the time, and we've just had a wonderful relationship since. He's an absolute dream of a sponsor. You never hear from him. Just give them a ring call there, he'll deal with it. Like, I know counties that have people involved in sponsorship, and absolutely nightmare scenarios trying to deal with the people and work with them. Tom Hunt is just, and Mary, because they come together, two peas in a pod. They work really fantastic together, and they're wonderful people. And when we spoke about what we were going to do when we were coming over here, we sat down, we had a conversation around and said it would be remiss of us not to acknowledge Tom and Mary for what they have done for Roscommon G over the years. Big He loves public speaking, Tom. Really loves
Now,
it.
the Derby Dairy Centre of Excellence, 15 million quid is going to cost. You've already bought the 24 acres. How are you going to fund 15 million euro?
We have a plan.
Good.
The last time we were over here, we raised the guts of 400,000. Tom made a significant donation on that particular event as well. And with that, we stabilised our finances in Roscommon. We purchased 22 acres in Roscommon town because we believe that the Centre of Excellence needs to be in the town where all the schools can access it, the underage schools, secondary schools. It's centre of the county, so from the north of the county in Ballinasloe or Pierces down to the north of the county in St. Ronan's, it's equal journeys to the Centre of Excellence. For boys and girls, all codes, the amalgamation of all codes takes place in the coming, I think 6 or 8 months. We're told that the amalgamation will take place. That's going to bring its own challenges for us going forward. We're going to need more pitches, and probably more ground. So we will have the beg and bowl out for a few years to come yet now.
Dave, just talk about that plan, the government and the IIP.
Yeah, the two forms of funding that we have in place. We made an application, a lot of work there in the background by some great people in our committee. The LSSIF programme, so it's a large-scale sports infrastructure fund, government-driven. We were lucky enough that we got 5.5 million on that application 2 or 3 years ago, and then we're also in on the IIP programme. That's the Immigrant Investor Programme. It's where foreigners invest in the country in return for access to nationalisation and stuff like that. So we're in the final closing stages of that. Assessments have been made on the applications. I'm told we're in a really good place and we expect an announcement in the next few weeks. That's to the tune of 10 million, that application. So in total with the 2 grants, it's fundraising of 15.5 million.
And the ambition of the committee and Roscommon GA is to develop that Centre of Excellence on a debt-free basis so that we're not sort of harnessing the next generation with massive debt over the coming years, and attracting volunteers if there's massive debt is more challenging.
Absolutely, and it is, we're not going to kid about it here, this is a very difficult role now. It's volunteer-led. I had a conversation with some people earlier on there about a paid role in it. Size of the counties dictate, is there a paid role in some of these counties? I don't know, is there? But we are in a really good position. We've always build it and they'll come, is my take on it. And it's the same with the funding. I do believe we turn the sod, put the fence around it, get diggers in there, that we'll be able to come back out. And we do need matching funding. We will need about 2 million of our own funding to raise to match the 15.5. It's part of the percentage requirements that are needed.
Okay, soft launch tonight, just 2 lines maybe on it. The Club Rossie international business members and the legacy programme.
Yeah, the Club Rossie business membership, we have it in place in Ireland. It's basically targets business members. There are different levels of sponsorship, but our aim is to travel around the world, get people based in key cities, including New York, get people that will work for us on the ground. The business membership will be $1,500. The same, I spoke to Gay Collins over in Perth, and we need to establish people that will work around the world for us. We're not asking them to go off and spend 51 weeks of the year working for us, but make the contacts for us, knock on the doors, and let us chat them. And the aim would be 10 or 20 in New York, 10 or 20 in Boston, Chicago, all around the world, and hopefully we're currently generating over 200,000 at the moment of Irish-led businesses. We're looking to bring in at least another 100k on that front of the business membership. So
we'll spend a little bit of time on Zoom.
We will, yeah. We have some nice. We have a nice little surprise for our international business members in a few minutes.
In a few minutes.
Yeah.
David, thanks very, very much. And look at the work that David, Tom, and all the committee do is exceptional. John B leads up the business members in Ireland and globally. A serious businessman, a founder of a business himself, who has sold on the business and is well able to deliver. So, John, the best of luck with that role.
Apologies, John. I left you out. Thanks very much. Thanks, David.
Okay, the main event tonight. a man who doesn't, get too fond of the mic, who, when Ranger Pipelines went and sponsored Roscommon GEA, and Club Rossie was only at the beginning, so 2014 Club Rossie was launched, he said, lads, go and stick Club Rossie on the jersey, which was unbelievable in terms of just driving on the brand and making it more credible and to become the credible vehicle it has become for fundraising. So Tom, that was a massive impact. Come up here now and let's have a chat. Tom? Yeah. We'll start with football. Roscommon Gales, Roscommon. You played over here, you played with Dermot early. You must have loved football.
Yes, I started my love of football very early. My earliest memory of knowing that the GAA existed was when my father bought me my first football. We were living in Inniscrone, County Sligo, and I remember running on the strand there with the ball and pretending I was Roscommon great Jerry O'Malley.
And we were chatting beforehand, you roomed with Dermot early in 1972 before that under-21 All-Ireland final. And it was really great to find a photo when we were doing this, and thanks to Mary, of Dermot and Tom in the same team photo, and it's in the publication. There's one for everybody in the audience. Dermot was unbelievable. What was your impression? You knew him personally, you roomed with him, as I said, so how did you get on with him?
Great. We kept up a friendship over the years. It was actually 1969 when we played in the under-21 final that I roomed with him, and Dermot was 21 then, and he was an experienced player and a senior player for years at that point, and I was 18 and I was in awe of this man, and I was nervous the night before an All-Ireland final, and he put my mind at ease and just really I had to focus on the game, and I felt very comfortable in his presence, and he was such a senior figure that unfortunately we lost by a point in the final, but to Antrim of all teams. Yes.
You're steeped in GEA. All the generations around you are steeped in the GEA, and your dad Seamus was very involved in the development of Hyde Park.
Yes, he was. He was. I think Dr. Donald Keenan was the visionary who bought that land or had it purchased by the GAA. I know Roscommon Gales were involved as well. But my father was friendly with Dr. Keenan, and he had an interest in that sort of work, the drainage and the land building and whatever it needed. So in the early years of development there, especially in the summertime, he was out there every night, the long evenings, and I could see that he just loved the work involved and just the giving back to the GAA that he enjoyed.
And a wonderful contribution. Any sort of highlight you'd like to mention tonight from your involvement with the Roscommon GAA over all the years, either as a player or a supporter?
Well, as a player, just to get to play in the aforementioned under-21 final was a tremendous, event for me. In Croke Park and playing in Croke Park. And the other major event was when I was involved in the final winning team of 1972. Where we beat Mayo.
Couldn't beat that. Beating Mayo was always a good day. You built a great business. You went up to Alaska and you ended up in San Francisco, and you built a wonderful business that has facilitated you making the contributions that you've made to Roscommon since. Have you any little bit of advice for us in the room about how to build a great business?
Well, there was no master plan. There's a lot of things go into it. You've got to be a bit lucky in the construction business, or should I say, you don't want to be unlucky. But down through the years, I was able to have some very good employees who really took interest in the business, gave 100%. We expanded over the years. Took some risks. We were slapped on the hand a few times, but we prevailed most of the time and was able to build up the business. So it's a long-term deal. It doesn't happen overnight.
Tom, when you developed that business and eventually, look, you did really well, and congrats, what motivated you then to give back to Roscommon?
Well, financially I was in a position to do so.
Yeah.
I've thought of all the good times I had playing football, mostly in Roscommon, but other places as well. And it just felt like the right thing to do at the time. And I approached Mick Fahey, he was the chairman at the time, and he's a neighbour of ours in Roscommon town, so he was very approachable, obviously, but I knew him for all my life, really. So, it was just something I decided to do. And,
Brilliant.
Here we are.
Yeah, it made David's life a lot easier now because he did that.
That stops now.
It obviously doesn't happen like Tom, you're like a man, but it's just not just Tom, right?
No.
Mary and the family have been a critical part of this whole journey. So maybe say a few words about Mary and the impact that she's had on the growth of the business and on your life, really.
Yeah. Well, I met Mary soon after I arrived in New York, so we've known each other for 50 years, more than 50 years. She's a very level-headed person. She's really been my rock and North Star for close to 50 years. And it's a credit to her. I'm delighted she's getting some recognition from me. But initially she wasn't involved in the business, but when our children were not raised, but when they were getting out of the diapers, she got involved in the business, and she's been involved ever since. And the business has flourished because of that.
Okay, and I think we have a massive round of applause for Mary. Don't go anywhere. Mary, come up here as well now. We're going to just we're coming to the close of the evening, so we have a couple of little presentations to do. The first presentation is to the International Business Member Ambassador, the new Rose of Roscommon, Rebecca Collins. So we're going to come up here, John Lee and Tom, and we're just going to make a presentation of the new international jersey to you in 2 seconds. Good man, David. They didn't think you'd be able to move that quickly in the new suit. Okay.
Let's do it. Then you turn it around.
Turn around.
Turn it around.
Around.